Okay, so here we are in Shapes 3. I've made Shapes 3 layer current, so that is the only thing that I'm looking at. And let's go ahead and start with this first shape over here. And it looks like I draw a line from at -3 on the y-axis, and I go up vertically. I go up vertically to 3.5. So let's draw that line first. I'm going to go from half there and to there, and I'm going up to 3.5. So I come across to here. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see. This one looks like it's going over to about 2 or 1 3/4, which would be here. That looks right. And then our bottom line goes over to 1/2, which is here. And then we simply finish this off. Now that feels a little off. I think that I actually need a line that goes here. Nope, that's correct. It's correct. I just double checked myself with a little construction line. Now it says to offset by 1/4 of an inch. My offset tool again is right here. It's the 2 arcs with the little arrow. I select the offset. I'm going to change my offset distance to 1/4 inch. Yes. And now I need to select the line that I want to offset. So I can do that with an Alt select if I haven't selected it before, or I need to select the line before I select the tool. So now I've selected it. Now I just need to click above, and I just keep clicking above where I want it to go, and I'm just making all of these lines. Now I could go through and trim each one of these individual lines, or I could use a tool that's called Connect Combine. And the Connect Combine tool is right here next to the trim tool, and if you hover over it, it looks like 2 intersecting lines and then they're broken, right? So if I click on the Connect Combine tool, and what I'm going to want is multiple object connect mode, right? Is that the one I want? Maybe I want this. Maybe I'll just use trim. Trim will be just as easy. I can just go through and trim off the lines that I don't want all the way down, and Control Z, Control Z. Maybe I did that one too fast. There it is. And that's my shape. So now let's go over, this one is going to be a little bit tricky because this one is off of what our grid is, what our reference grid is. But we don't have to change our grid. Let's start with the rectangle first, right? So let's draw our big outer rectangle, and we're going to be at 1 to 3 and all at 4. So I'll start at 1 and 1 to draw the lower part of the rectangle, and now I'm going to go to 4 and 3. Offset applies to more than just lines. I can also offset rectangles. So let's go ahead and select our offset tool, and we're already set at 1/4 of an inch, and it looks like this inner rectangle is 1/4 inch inset inside of the outer rectangle. And if I just click inside of that rectangle with my offset tool, I have created this. Here, I'll do it again. Right? If I select this rectangle and then select the offset tool, change the distance to 1/4 of an inch, and I'm able to offset the rectangle inside of it. Now, what about these little inner lines? How are we going to do that? Because if we look at it, we'll see that they're not at 1/4 of an inch. They're actually at 1/8 of an inch, and we will struggle to draw 1/8 inch lines. How about we do this? We're going to draw some construction lines. Let's draw a line right through the middle. And let's draw another line right through the middle. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to select this line, and I'm going to tell it to offset, not 1/4 of an inch, offset, not 1/4 of an inch, but 1/8 of an inch. half of that distance, 1/8 of an inch. And if I click off to the side, it's moved that over here. Now, I can just go ahead and click over here, but now it's put another line in the middle, which I don't know that I care about. I'm okay with that. I just need to know that there are two identical lines now in the middle. And now I click over here and it goes to this side. Let's select the line in the middle here and let's do an offset. I get offset above, offset back to center, and now offset below. Remember that the offset command is going to take you to whichever side of the line is that your cursor is on. That's where it's going to offset. Let's select our center, delete. Now look, it looks like it's still there, but we had two lines in the middle right on top of each other. So I need to delete twice. Select them to delete again, and now it's a simple trim. Trim, 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 and that's my shape. Down here, this one should be pretty simple. I'll let you have it that. And this one is a little more challenging, but I will let you practice on this using your offset and your trim command. This offset is all by 1/4 inch. I can see all of that here, and you'll have to plot these points, right? This point here looks like it's at 2 1/4, and this one looks like it's at 1 3/4. But draw your construction lines to make sure that that's working out right, and that should be shapes 3.